Hey friends, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy, with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that, friend, dear viewer / listener. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea throughout the different headlines, giving you my opinion on it, more importantly asking for yours. I'm afraid I've misplaced my specs yet again before I film, so therefore I've got prescription sunglasses on. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to look like a bit of a, I don't know, knob. Anyway, today we're reflecting on updates on the takeover from the minister concerns, hopefully making us feel a little bit better, and of course I'm going to cover the Robert Lewandowski story. What would it mean for Chelsea, and should we consider such a sensational player in beyond the autumn of his career? Settle in, get comfortable, please do drop a like on the video, friend, that means a lot. Thank you for your support, and of course you are all welcome to subscribe to this channel if you are yet to do so, and if you choose to do so, hit that bell, baby! Alright then, we're going to talk about Lewandowski. It's actually quite interesting. But first, we're going to give you an update on the takeover via an article on The Standard by James Robson. Quick note, some of you criticised me yesterday for reacting to that story yesterday, saying I was reading from Sky News. I was reading, of course, from BBC. And not only was it reported on BBC and Sky News, it was reported on multiple, if not all, outlets. But remember, guys, I'm not bringing you the news. I'm reacting to the news, bringing you my reactions. So I found it quite peculiar that I got some criticism there where, you know, for me to continue what I'm doing in this show, I have to react to the news, man. So we're going to read this article from James Robson on The Standard Sport, and hopefully positive updates on said concerns. Todd Boehly is still on course to buy Chelsea, despite fresh concerns raised by ministers. Good. Whitehall sources claimed yesterday that the deal was at risk of falling through over the concerns of the structure of the sale. There are still worries about where the funds could end up, despite Roman Abramovich vowing that all proceeds will go to charity. But sources close to the deal have told Standard Sport that Boehly's buyout remains on track to be completed on the 31st of May, the deadline of course, where the special license granted will expire. Positive, there is belief that the government are making a late attempt to get more control over the distribution of proceeds. The government making late changes when we just need to get the deal done. Naughty government. Naughty, you're teasing me. A source close, hopefully you guys get that meme reference, although it'll be strange. Strange anyway, to be honest. A source close to Abramovich last night reiterated his determination to donate funds to good causes. Quote, "We are not concerned about the situation, and we are still confident in the sale," said the source. "There's never been any intention for Roman Abramovich to benefit from these funds. Don't y'all worry." The latest concerns from the government provided a fresh twist that there was alarm, which of course we reacted to. The Standard Sport understands the government is concerned the Russian oligarch's public commitment to donating the proceeds via a foundation is not being matched by the legal or technical infrastructure to deliver them. Basically, look, put your promises on paper is what they are saying. The government want to set up an escrow or third-party account to hold the funds, so creditors of Abramovich, other companies, Camberley or Forstrom, cannot get the money. Not get the money. Now, there's a little bit more. I'm not going to bore you with that. It's sounding positive, though, from both sides. Remember Todd Boehly himself, or someone that represents his consortium, was like, look, mate, we're fine. We've been approved. We want to buy it. It's up to, you know, Abramovich and the club and the government to sort that out amongst yourselves. Also, yeah, there's been some other positive stuff rotating around Twitter that reinforces that hopefully we shouldn't have something to worry about. I mean, as I said yesterday, I'd be very, very shocked if, you know, something bad would happen from this. Ben Jacobs on Twitter also going on and reiterating that this should be fine. He says the notion of alarm in Whitehall at Chelsea sale is falling through is being denied by my DCMS sources. Abramovich has an independent advisor engaging with the government. So not, you know, Roman. The sale paperwork only arrived last week. And he talks about that. So at Jacobs Ben, yeah, that's right, on Twitter, he'll talk about that. So that's good and positive. Let's move on. We'll just hope the sale sorts itself out, the takeover. You know, everything's going to be all right, baby. Let me just sip my coffee quick. Oh, that's still too hot for my throat. Let's read from The Guardian now. Jacob Steinberg. Remember Jacob Steinberg and his tweets? Do you remember that? Jacob Steinberg and his social media posts? Self-proclaimed Chelsea hater now reports on Chelsea. I'm going to talk about his story because it's on The Guardian, but I won't go on too much about that. Chelsea have Robert Lewandowski on radar despite Barcelona leading the race. I'm going to read this, I'm going to tell you what I think about Lewandowski, and together we're going to shift through whether we think this could be positive or if it's the right move for the new Chelsea. Chelsea could join the race to sign Robert Lewandowski despite the Bayern Munich forward favouring a summer move to Barcelona. Lewandowski's future is up in the air after he made clear that he is unwilling to extend his Bayern contract, which expires at the end of next season. The Poland international has long been interested in playing in Spain, and sources have indicated he's verbally agreed a 3-year deal with Barca, who are working to sign him. So, off the bat, looks like they've got him. But bear in mind, Lewandowski, he's been at Bayern for years after signing on a free from Dortmund. So he made that classic Dortmund to Bayern migration, but he did it on a free transfer, which the Dortmund people weren't very happy about. Amazing, world-class striker. The last 3 years, been in for a shout with the Ballon d'Or, including this year. This year, it's between him and Benzema. Benzema will probably win. Last year, it was between him and Messi. Messi probably should have won. But the year before, when they cancelled it, it was absolutely Lewandowski's Ballon d'Or. He wins so many trophies, individual trophies and, team trophies. He's absolutely insane. I think he's always wanted to go to Real Madrid, or am I thinking of Aubameyang? I think Lewandowski's wanted a long time for a move for Real Madrid, but it won't happen. So certainly a move to La Liga. Bayern insists Lewandowski is not for sale though, and they want to keep him until his contract is up. Interesting, raising the prospect of the prolific striker leaving the German champions on a free transfer. But then he'll be pushing 35. No matter how good he is, if you're pushing 35. Hot dog, come on, man. It's not like Thiago Silva coming to Chelsea who's 36, who's a centre-back playing in a back three, with 2 centre-backs here. He's a centre-forward, bro. You can't be you can't be pushing. I mean, you could do a Cristiano Ronaldo, 36, 37, but still, Lewandowski still gets about a little bit more than Ronaldo. That worries me. Bayern insist, okay, as we've read that. It remains to be seen whether Bayern decide it would be best to receive a fee for the 33-year-old. Yeah, so if they think, we can lose him for free, or we can make £20 million, test their resolve in Bundesliga, that's a lot of money. There have been claims that, especially if he puts in a transfer request, as well. They're reluctant to sell to Barcelona because the new camp are emerging from a financial difficult period and could struggle to pay a figure appropriate for a player of Lewandowski's stature. Barca have told the former Dortmund striker, which is his camp, that they can afford him. If negotiations between the clubs remain difficult, Lewandowski's hopes of moving to Spain would be dim. Real Madrid are not an option because they have Benzema and they're pushing for Mbappe. I have, for some reason, I've got in my head he just always wanted to go to Real Madrid, but I don't know if that's true or if I'm getting him confused with Aubameyang. But I feel like he wanted to. Lewandowski, who helped Bayern win the Champions League in 2020, when he won everything. 2020, look at all the individual and collective trophies he won that season. Insane. I know that's going to be 3 seasons ago by the time he could be available, so he could be forced to consider a move to the Premier League. Come on, man, the Premier League is the best league in the world, and you can earn peas. Why would you not want to test yourself at the highest level? I'll tell you why, because you don't want to end up like Timo Werner. So he might be forced to consider the Premier League. He has been unsure about playing in England, but has understood that Chelsea are paying close... gone there. Hold on, I clicked out. That's just like me being an idiot. That Chelsea are paying close attention to the situation. Thomas Tuchel is a huge admirer of Lewandowski, who scored 343 goals since joining Bayern in 2014. That's not bad, is it? And he would have loved to bring him to Chelsea last summer. Ooh. Lewandowski was considered off limits last year, and Chelsea ended up buying Romelu Lukaku. The Belgium has struggled since his £97 million move from Internacional, even though he scored 15 goals this season and produced a lethargic... Yeah, okay, so he's not been great. Chelsea's chances of signing Lewandowski are slim at the moment. They cannot buy or sell players until the takeover is complete. It will be fascinating to see how much Chelsea are capable of spending. They will need to devote funds to sorting out their defence. Christensen, Rudiger gone, possibly Aspi as well. Much will depend on what happens with Lukaku. The striker does not appear to suit Chelsea's system, but his agent Federico Pastorello last week dismissed suggestions of Belgium joining Inter or Milan. It would be financially challenging for an Italian club to sign Lukaku, of course. He'd have to take massive wage cut as well. If there is a solution though, then Tuchel will want Chelsea to be in the running for Lewandowski. Right, Nizar Kinsella, I also saw on social media, I believe, said Chelsea have tried to sign Lewandowski 3 times before. 4 times a charm, baby girl, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's talk about this. Lewandowski is 33, so next season, next campaign, the theoretical campaign when you buy Lewandowski, he'll be 34 years old. Now, let's reiterate, the further back you get on a pitch, the more wiggle room you have for age. You can have like a 40-year-old Buffon in goal, do you know what I mean? Or certainly late 30s, you know. We were playing Willy Caballero when he was 38 in goal as a starter at some points, you know. You generally, and a goalkeeper can be considered in their prime at 35. Do you know what I mean? Like, around, I think Hugo Lloris is like 35, 36. Do you know, and Schmeichel, you know, Kasper Schmeichel and stuff. So, yeah, you think of that. And similarly with centre-backs, especially if you play a back three when you don't have to run as much, ergo the situation with Thiago Silva at Chelsea and why it's worked out. He's magnificent, of course. Midfield, you have to be like a special case, really, don't you? Like, Modric is like an absolute, like, anomaly, really, isn't he? Like, you know, and really you have to have a bit more dynamism in there. But with strikers have to run, they have to press. Especially in the Premier League, yes, you can like go hang like Cristiano Ronaldo or reserve your energy and not press. And I'm not slating him for that. He's intelligent for doing it. He wants to get his own personal goal tally up. Though I'm one of those people that thinks it doesn't help United as a collective. Not criticising him. Amazing, of course. Historic player. Now, I think Lewandowski is better than Ronaldo right now. I just think he is. I think, I mean, obviously you'd have to see him play in the Premier League, but there's a reason he's been in the running for the Ballon d'Or the last 3 years, and he's in the running for the Ballon d'Or this year, because he's incredible. Look how many goals he scores in Europe and etc., etc. Is he the solution for Chelsea's rebuild, buying a player that's going to be 34 and coming to the Prem for the first time? I'm not going to have any of this, oh, you sign him, he'll be a player at the top of his game in the Premier League for 3 years. You're not going to have a 37-year-old Lewandowski. Like, it's just too much of a risk. Like, it's too much of a risk. Maybe on a 2-year deal on high wages. Look, if Lewandowski signs for Chelsea, it, of course, will be absolutely so exciting. Because, like I said, you'll have a player that has been at the top of his game for the last 3 years, suddenly just in your team, and he's used to just scoring loads of goals, you know, speak German to Tuchel, and Tuchel's admired him for a while. It does seem like Tuchel accepted Lukaku as potentially a very good asset and tool in the team, but I don't think Tuchel has been looking at Romelu Lukaku for a few years going, God, I wish I could bring that guy to my team, which he has been doing to Robert Lewandowski. He'd probably even asked and made inquiries when he's at PSG, because he's like, look, you guys have got loads of money. I know this guy from the Bundesliga. He's insane. Can we buy Lewandowski? Can we just spend 800 million on Lewandowski, please? He might have asked it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, they got Icardi in the end as a centre forward, and he would have rathered Lewandowski, of course. What do you think, though, guys? I think it's very interesting. Certainly one to watch. If Barcelona can't buy him, and he's just done at Bayern Munich, and Tuchel gets on the blower to him and speaks, you know, mein Freund, mein Bruder, come on down. Who knows what could happen. Comment down below, show some sweet love by liking the video, and I look forward to seeing you back here very soon. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.